this is the video that I'm going to be making about how I'm going to be using leverage and starting off with only $50 to try and create it into something that could potentially be thousands of dollars. So what I did is I've been looking at NIA, and NIA's been, it came down fairly aggressively. This is on the daily time frame. You know, since 2021, I think it is 2022, it's been declining a lot. So I've been looking at it in this certain area where it's been accumulating a lot. It was accumulating for nearly a year, and I was looking at the coin, and I thought that this coin NIA has got potential of possibly getting back to all-time highs, especially in this so-called bull run that we're in. So I've been looking at the coin, and what I've done is I took a short on NIA round, just trying to have a look where I took the short on NIA. So I took a short on NIA around here on the 19th of Feb, which, as you can see now, this is the previous week's high, previous week's low. I've got a video on my YouTube channel to show you about how I trade that as well. But I took the short round here, and previous week's high was there at $3.06. And I took the short, and it came down to previous week's low, which were 2 weeks ago. And I won that trade. And then I looked at the coin again, and I thought, this has got potential of moving up fairly quick. So I then thought, I'll get another view of it, and notice that it's been declining. And it came to $2.06 on the 7th of February. And then I seen it start to go into an uptrend. So when it came back to here, I took a long. I only did ×1. And since I've done the ×1, it's popped off. So what I'm expecting NIA to do now is come up, let's get a drawing tool, come up like this, potentially pull back to around this area. So when NIA gets to around that area there, and it starts to pull back, what I'll do is I'll use, say my profit is around, say $20. What I'll do is I won't cash it out, I'll keep the trade running. I'll add the $20 that I've made here when it comes back down to around here. I'll add the $20, and then I'll increase my leverage to 2. So from ×1 to ×2. So then what I'm expecting is, once I've increased the leverage here and added $20, you should see it consolidating, and I'm hoping to be getting another big push like this. So then once I've got the big push like this, and say that's now $20 has now turned into, say, $60, I'll then wait for it to pull back to around this area. I'll then take that extra $40 I'll add it into my trade. I'll then increase the leverage to times 4. And then we're probably going to see a bit more sideways movement around here. And then a pop off again. So then once it's popped off again, let's pull it on a little bit. Once it's popped off again, and say then that $60 what I've made into the trade, say that the whole value of the trade is around, say we're up to around about 140 on the trade. I'll then wait for another pullback. Remember, this is on the daily. I'll then, that $100 and something, I'll then add it into this trade. So what you're basically doing is you're not using any more money out of your portfolio. You're using the money that you're making in the trade as it keeps pushing up, consolidating, pushing up, pulling back, consolidating, pushing up, pulling back, consolidating. So then once it starts to do this again, I'll then add the extra money that I've made in the trade here. I'll then increase my leverage to around times 6, times 8. I'll then add the money into that leverage as well. So then we've got that. We should hopefully see another big push off like this. And then we'll get a pullback to around here. Bit of consolidation. Hopefully get another fire off. And then once it's pulled back to around this area again, I'll then increase my leverage from times 6 or 8 to times 10, and then add the rest of the money in. So by this time, you're potentially going to be up around a few $1,000s. So then once it's pushed back up, so say we get this, then we get a pull back to around that area, bit of consolidation, big push off. I won't increase my leverage from times 10 now, and I'll be looking to cash out round about here. But if you see, look at the date, this is going to be around about a year. And I know a lot of people will see it moving up, they'll see it pulling back, they'll get a little bit scared. Whereas I won't, because all I've done is I've used $50 out of my portfolio to potentially make 40, 50k by taking the money that I'm going to be earning and then adding into the position with the money that I've made, and also increasing the leverage slowly up with it. And then, if I'm being honest with you, when it gets to around about January 2025, I'll see where I'm at with it, and then I'll take profits. And I've done this with Nia, and I've also done this with Theta. So I've done the same with Theta. I've timed it by 1. I bought in here at previous week's low. Theta's pushed off, as you can see. Theta's pushed off here. you're probably going to get a little bit of a pullback down to around here. Consolidation, push off, pullback, consolidation, push off, pullback, consolidation. And all you're going to be doing is you're just going to be taking the 1 times leverage to 2 times leverage, adding the money in, and then doubling that leverage from 2 times to 4 times, adding that money in, and you're just going to follow it all the way up. And it's probably going to take around about a year. That's how long I'm expecting it to take. Around a year. So if you want to try that out, like I say, start off with 1 times. And yeah, I've not got premium trading view because I don't need it. Start off with your 1 times. All you're doing is you're going to be using $50. So you can have a stop loss. I've got a stop loss. I've got my stop loss sat down here at 5 cents. So same with Nia. Go back to this. Nia. Where's my stop loss on Nia? My stop loss on Nia's round here, which only, I think my stop loss on Nia's $12 because it's only a times 1, and I think my stop loss on Tether is around $10 because it's only times 1. But once this coin starts to pop off, you're going to be adding into these trades. And I always got told when I first started trading, add to your winning trades. And if this winning trade takes a year, I really don't care. I'd rather it take a year and make potentially 50k, 60k, and it take a year. Some people don't earn that in a year. You know, and that's just extra money. But go try it, see what you think of it. You know, you could potentially do it on the 15-minute, excuse me, or on the hour, on the 4-hour. But I'm going to be doing it on the daily. And I'm going to be letting this trade run out for a year. And then I'll get back to you. And we'll see where we're at in a year. But thanks for watching, guys.